The Bamboo Project podcast starts in 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Bamboo Project podcast. My name is Donovan Gray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided I'm going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting my journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is Donovan Gray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. I'd like to start off by giving a shout out to all the people rocking with us and supporting the channel. We really appreciate you. We are currently streaming on all major streaming platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor. You name it, we on it. And if we not on it, we about to be on it. For everyone listening to this podcast and not watching it, you can find us on YouTube at The Bamboo Project. We have over 500 videos on our channel. Do you want to see our real estate journey? We got that. Do you want cooking tutorials inspired by Dr.Sebi? We got that. Do you want to see our travel and lifestyle vlogs? Got it. Makeup and hair growth tutorials? Got it. Basketball? Got it. Turo? Got it. Small business? Got it. It's everything us. All the parts of the journey that do not make it to YouTube will be on our story. You can find me on Instagram at Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Anita Byrne, ANETABURN. We made different playlists for all the things we are into, and you can find all of those links in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 3, page 154. All video and audio timestamps will be in the description box below. Today's date is Wednesday, March 1st, and it is 12:23 p.m. Before we get to the podcast, for everybody who is new, we start off with screen time, all right? And that's a reminder for me and you guys to check your phones to know how much time you're spending on your phone. Because I know for me, I don't think I'm gonna get to billionaire status if I am not taking advantage of my phone. All right, so last week, every day, I spent an average of 7 hours and 5 minutes on my phone per day. Okay, we almost at 6 hours. That's pretty. We 6 minutes away from 6 hours. That's good. That's good. All right. So, interesting. That's interesting. I wonder why. Okay. So my most used app was YouTube, which is good, for 12 hours for the whole week. Okay, so that's less than 2 hours per day. Then Instagram for 8 hours and 34 minutes. Then Twitter for 7 hours and 52 minutes. And then Safari for 7 hours and 5 minutes. And then camera for 4. Now, here's the thing. I'm curious about my Safari. Because one thing I tried changing this week was I downloaded the Twitter app. Because I wanted to try and have that separation, because if everything is in one place, it makes it easier to use it more often. So what I mean by that is, if I have my Safari, which is like internet, right where my Twitter is, my finger automatically goes to search for Twitter. So now if I have it separate, it reminds me to go to only use my Twitter app. I'm curious what I'd use for Safari for, because what I think I use it for, I think I was on there when I was kind of studying Google Analytics. No? Yes, because I was using Udemy, I think, for it. I don't know. Why is that 7 hours and 5 minutes? I don't know what I was doing on there. Maybe it was it. I don't know. They should tell me. Why doesn't it tell me what I'm doing on there? So on average, I picked up my phone 142 times a day, which is down from the week before, which is 161. So it's down 12%.
142 times, that's crazy.
But it's down though. That's
crazy.
Listen, we already know how you get down. We know how you get down when it comes to.
24 hours in a day. You up for 8. You sleeping for 8. So 16. Okay, so you said 140 divided by 16. Dang, Donovan, you pick up your phone like 10 times an hour. That's crazy.
It's not even that much. Look at you, fiending. Watch your phone say 250. Watch your phone say 250. All right.
Crazy.
It's pretty regular to me. Don't be a hater, Melissa. Don't be mad because I have regulated my screen time. Okay, my phone is not taking advantage of me, but I can't say the same for you.
You don't even know what you're doing on my phone.
I know it well. Listen, that's a different conversation. But and my first used app after pickup was YouTube, then Instagram, then Safari. So we're getting better. I think, like I said, I don't really think I can eliminate it or get it down to like 3 hours per week on average. That's just, my lifestyle does not fit that. But I think under 7, like between 6 and 7, I think is a sweet spot. Anything under 6 is tough. That's tough because I'm doing weekly vlogs and using my phone for just regular entertainment, social media, and things like that. So under 6 per day is kind of crazy for me. But I am curious what other people's screen time is at, because I know my sister, hers used to be like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. I can't even live like that. That's literally one video on YouTube and that's it. That's all of my screen time for the whole day. Okay, so now, beautiful baby girl, what is your screen time?
So my screen time is down 6% from the week before.
Okay, down to what?
6 hours and 25 minutes. I was on TikTok for 10 hours. Instagram for 9 hours, Gmail for 3.5, music for 3 and 12, YouTube for an hour and a half.
Ooh, you got your own YouTube now. That's why you be on there looking at videos. You be watching Sarah and we gotta email her again, the other person. But yeah, Kylie.
My average pickups was 125. So I picked up my phone less than Donovan on average. So.
Well, technically, the only reason why that was is because you
don't know why.
I do know why. I know all the reasons why. One, you were on your bicycle last week, so that's one. And you had to edit that video last week. So I don't know what you're gonna do.
I have to edit a video every single week.
I'm editing a video. My screen time is gonna go down significantly down to like I said, I think the sweet spot is 6. I feel like 6 to 7 is a sweet spot. Under that is like doing extremely well. Above, I feel like getting to 8 is tough. Like 8 is a lot. Under 6 is good. It's great. 6 to 7 is where I want to be at. We have the subscriber check for both of our YouTube channels. So on the Bamboo Project, we are currently at 6,399 subscribers. We are one away from 6,400. Okay, 6,400. The last video has a copyright claim. I have to fix that. And then on the super up and coming behemoth, the Candle YouTube, we are at 174 subscribers, and we launched the channel like 5.5 weeks ago. Okay, so maybe no, it's been like 7 weeks. We have 7 vlogs up. No, we don't. We have 6.
It's been 2 months.
But how many vlogs we have up? Because it hasn't been 2 months.
Oh, since we posted?
Because we posted the vlog.
We posted our first video January 6th.
Okay, so it's about 2 months, about close to 2 months. Yeah, almost 2 months. We had 174 subscribers. I think by the end of this month we should be at 250, which is 1/4 away from $1,000. Okay, I mean, listen, we've been studying the YouTube game for a little bit now, and I knew from the minute that we did the wholesale videos, I knew the secret. I knew the secret sauce when we were watching like how other people were growing, how our videos were taking off and what videos were taking off, what they were watching. And I said, oh, this is how YouTube work. Oh, that's easy. I'm like, this easy. So, we it's gonna come, right? Where 2 things are gonna happen. We're gonna drop a couple more videos that aren't vlogs, right? That's gonna grow the channel some more, because our first video that wasn't a vlog, but our first video technically, is currently set at like 1,500 views.
Yeah.
Our channel has 174 subscribers. So we drop a couple more videos like that. They gonna all do a couple thousand. Then we gonna be at a couple hundred more subscribers. We gonna be at 500 before you even blink. But for this first topic of the day, okay, little shoulder shimmy, because if you were in the live, or if you saw obviously the title of this video or the title of the live, we had our first $10,000 month, okay? And that is strictly from candles. Nothing else. We did like 10,500 from just candles. Now, if I was to add up some other income, like the little Toro spreadsheets, a couple $20 here, $20 over here, then $20 over there. Then we also have our little tiny YouTube check, which used to be real fire. Now it's just cute. It's like, oh, that's cute. Get like $300 for the month, which is not, it helps for sure, but it's not what we was at before doing $1,500, $1,800. Like if we got a $1,500 YouTube check right now, that would be crazy. Like we wouldn't have to do it ourselves. Like I don't even know what.
That's mad candle supplies.
That is so much of everything. That is so much stuff that we would buy with that $1,500. So if y'all listen, Turo should be back. I need Carvana to get it together. And I need Turo to get it together so videos can start blowing up again because we need more of them, them big checks. Melissa and I were talking about this yesterday where it was December where we were brokety broke.
Worst time of my life.
bad. Like we went, I was going to talk about how bad December was in terms of what we were going through. And then I remembered that our car got repossessed the day, like New Year's Eve. Then the house was supposed to be foreclosed on. Like New Year, like the end of December, come to January, we're like, damn, this is gonna be tough. We had no money, eating bread. It was. I call it the ghetto.
We was fighting over Pop-Tarts.
Right. We was over here talking about, you got me too many Pop-Tarts. You got 3 Pop-Tarts. You only need to have 2. You don't need 3 Pop-Tarts. It's 75 cents per Pop-Tart. You can get it for 20 cents at the store. Right? That was us. Like fighting over $1.25 versus 99 cents. That was where we was at just 2 months ago. Right? And it's just crazy because like I was saying, y'all know the delicacy of a hood French toast. You get your bread, throw it in the toaster, right? Once it do its toasting thing, you put a little bit of butter on there, throw some syrup on the top. Now you got French toast, right? That was breakfast, lunch, dinner. Melissa was eating ramen noodles, and but you had bread. You had bread too. You had some French toast. But listen, I just think it's crazy because that was literally 2 months ago, and we're like, damn. Okay, we know we're gonna go hard next year, but what is that gonna look like?
How do we get there?
Bruh. So first month we did like $6,000. It was a cool month. This month we did 10 and some change. And I honestly, in my soul, if things go like, I wouldn't say perfect. If we do what we say we're going to do, I think we can double that 10,000 to 20. But we have to do the things we say we're going to do every single day for the whole month. I think that's how we get to 20. One of those things is multiple Chelseas. We did it once. It was decent. It was extra. It was great supplemental income. That's what it was great for that. And it also taught us what to expect from Chelsea. I think that we have enough information about it to be able to do it twice a month. Right now, it just comes into having the finances ahead of time to be able to do it. Similar to the first one, we would need the money for inventory ahead of time. But the good thing is, from last time we did it, we did not need that much inventory. So I can't say that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? I don't know. Because I personally think that I think these 2 weeks that if we do them in this month are going to be crazy.
I do. Yeah, it's not going to be the same.
Right.
And funny enough,
that was the second week of February.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know if y'all know. Slow season for candles technically is like now. Like like spring, summertime technically is a slow season for candles. Not slow for us.
Right.
But technically it's a slow season for candles. And it's gonna get busier at the market starting in March. Like there's people that don't even sell in January and February because it's so slow. So that's the other thing too.
Yeah. So like Melissa's saying, people say, "Oh, it's January, February, I'm not even coming outside," and they don't come outside because they think it's so slow. And then in those months, we make $10,000. So
imagine how much you're gonna make in the busy months,
right?
When everybody else outside, when we outside.
And I cannot wait for y'all to see the new setup. That is going to be such a game changer. And one thing I realized from just kind of visualizing what the setup is going to look like, Melissa and I, but mostly Melissa, is probably the youngest vendors at the fair, right? So
to just slide yourself in there.
I mean, you know, I'm
slide yourself in there. I guess you young or whatever.
Okay, Sarah. So what I'm reacting to is that Sarah just put in a group chat. We've been telling Sarah, shout out to Sarah Alaba, to do like long form content. I think she's great at that. Funny enough, I think she's great at sitting down and doing like talking to the camera. I think she does that really well. But she don't be posting the 30, 45 minute ones. She be posting like the 5, 6. We need the 20, 30, 40, 50. But she just posted one that was about 20 minutes, which I think is the monthly check-in possibly. And right now it's the #1 video on her out of her last 10 videos. So it's hitting. She getting comments, she getting views, all that.
Listen, we watched it before.
Right, watched the whole thing. And we were still here talking like, oh yeah, facts. We had a whole conversation where, I'll give y'all some context. So in the video, Sarah was saying that wear what makes you comfortable. Don't wear what other people say you should be comfortable in. So if you feel like you are skinny, right? And people say, oh, you should wear a tank top because you can show your muscle. You're like, no, I don't want to do that, right? Or if you feel like, oh, someone is telling you should wear your hair like this. I don't really agree with that one, but you know, natural hair all day long. That's my take on that. But
you just someone tell you to wear it.
Right. I am definitely a person that be like, wear your natural hair. But what she was getting at is do the things.
To wear wig, and straighten her hair. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be single, that's on you. That's what you want to do. I thought we was building something here, but if you don't want to build, you want to be by yourself, let me know. We could do that. So I think that, or the conversation that me and Melissa had about it was that I agree 100% because to me, confidence is seen in terms of how you interact with other people. Like, I think that you can see someone and they look confident, but I think it's because of how they're interacting with the things around them. So if you wear something because someone else told you to wear it, and let's say you're overweight and someone told you to wear a string bikini, or someone told you to wear a thong to a basketball game, you know, something like that, then you're not going to wear it confidently because you don't feel confident. You're only doing it because someone else said, hey, you should love your body. Wear whatever wear anything. You just show it off. And it's kind of like when someone interacts with you, when you look like that, if your response isn't a confident response, it's only going to make you feel worse. And the people that see you are going to realize that you actually aren't confident in the way you look. People just lying to you, telling you just to wear stuff because of whatever. And one thing I really liked about what Sarah was saying was that there are things that she just does not feel comfortable doing in terms of what she's wearing or going or whatever the case might be. And I feel like that's the confident thing to do. I feel like a lot of times people feel like being confident is being boastful, or it's wearing no clothes or trying to show off. And I don't think that's being confident. Confidence is being able to say, hey, I have a big forehead. Hey, my left toe is 2 times the size of my right toe. That's being confident. Being able to sit with whatever the thing you have is, and also be able to go, I know who I am, whatever that thing is. So we're watching the video and I'm just like, Sarah hitting on all the points. She be hitting, and the editing be hitting, the camera quality be hitting. I'm just like, we need more 30, 40 minutes of these. We will sit here and watch it. We'll pause, have a conversation, come back to it, rewind it to hear it again. We'll do all of that. We're doing all of that when we watch the videos. But, you know, shout out to Sarah. As I was saying before, I really think that we can double how much we did last month if we stay on track this month. Like really, really like lock in. It's the end of Q1, and I really love that we have quarters because what was that?
I'm listening.
Okay. I love that we have quarters. Oh, you think it was something else? Wait, I don't know what you're making. What's all this? What's all this? Hey.
Shout out to my baby girl for pushing the quarters in.
I don't feel like you pushed the quarters. You did not push no quarters.
Oh, for doing the lives.
The lives help. I don't have. Yes, shout out to my baby girl for the lives because they were her idea to do, and I'm fine with them as long as they are, planned out ahead of time. That's my issue, but we're doing that, so it's fine. One of the main reasons why I like the live is because every month is a new year. So that same feeling that everybody gets at the end of the year, you're like, okay, I'm getting myself locked in for December 31st. As soon as January hit, I'm going to the gym every day. I'm eating right. I'm working on this new business. I'm doing everything I said I was going to do. I'm reading books. I'm everything, right? And it lasts about a week, 2 weeks, or until something comes up that gets you off track, right? That's how it works for us. So once a person falls off the wagon, such as myself, it is very hard to get back on it. Like I would need a very strong motivator to have that same energy that I had when I was first trying to upkeep my New Year resolutions. So now that we have the live, it has the same energy because it's something that you're anticipating happening. And I think with the New Year's resolution, the whole world, or not the whole world, but a majority, well, I don't even know how to say that. A very large amount of people, at least in America, everybody, experiences it at the same time. Damn, that's crazy. Did that even happen?
What?
New Year's doesn't happen at the same time everywhere in the country.
Technically, I mean, not at the same exact time, but...
Isn't that crazy? I never thought about that. So I could be on the phone with somebody and they'd be like, yeah, it's only 9 o'clock here. We didn't have New Year's yet.
Mm-hmm. But at some point you catch up.
But then how do y'all celebrate it? Like, do y'all have, like, if the ball drop in New York, what do? You just wait for your ball to drop in California?
Yeah, because you're not in New York.
That's not weird? Because think about how big the ball dropping is. Like, think about how everybody goes to the city, there's confetti.
Well,
and then you check and you call Sarah and she's like, nah, it's still 9 o'clock. We got 3 more hours until we do anything.
Well, a ball might not be dropping for them.
But, I mean, whatever their thing is. I don't know if they have
their thing will be happening at their time.
But that's not weird how big it is. I'm going to go to Times Square. Everybody has it on a TV.
But that's because it's in your area and it's in your time. And it's kind of like, okay, let's say I have my thing. It's going to be in my time, though. Right,
but it's not at the same time that it's everybody else's The crazy part about it is it's made to be such a large, big thing. And I understand other parts of the world. We're like, okay, we're 2-4 days behind, whatever the case might be. We celebrate it on a different day because it's Chinese New Year, whatever the case is. That makes sense. But when I think of America and how much they uplift and push up New Year's, they got TV shows happening, they got movies, but you can't because it's not New Year's over there yet.
It's like a 2-hour difference.
But if at 12 o'clock comes, we have a movie popping off where we're gonna announce something. It's like, oh, well, we can't do that yet because
no, they will just say the time. So it's going to be 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be 9 o'clock in Pacific Time or something like that. That's just how they would do it.
But it's not New Year's yet for y'all. So y'all would be lying. It's 9 p.m. You just got off work. Like, I don't know, that's not crazy to you. Like, that is crazy to me. Like, half of the country is not experiencing the same thing other half of the country is experiencing, and they make it seem so big. Like, it's supposed, like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know how you just, like, oh, yeah, that's regular. That is so crazy. Have you gone outside for New Year's?
No.
Okay, maybe that's why. Because I'm like, what do you do for New Year's? Have you done anything for New Year's?
My family used to, like, when everybody used to live together, we used to play, like, bingo or, like, dominoes, like, maybe have, like, a party or something. But I've, like, never gone to see the ball.
Okay, maybe that's why. Okay, maybe you don't know how big New Year's is here. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. I'm like, it's a huge thing. Like, it's ginormous. And it's like, yeah, we just don't even know what that is. We're in California. We're not doing that. Did they have a ball in California? Let me check.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, that might just be a New York thing. It's big to you because you're in New York.
There's not. No. Everybody wants to come here for the ball drop-in. Oh. That's how big it is. Have you not seen the city streets? Melissa.
No.
Oh, my.
I just told you, I don't be outside.
You never seen a video or nothing?
Not really, no. Like, I'll see it on the TV.
That's crazy.
I was told people get shot in.
Oh my, that explains why it is, like, why you feel that way. Because I'm just like, it's huge. It's like it's probably the biggest holiday in.
I've seen like violence.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest holiday in New York every year. There's no other holiday I can think that's bigger than that.
I purposefully don't go into the city on New Year's anyways.
It's not about going to the city. It's just social media, news, TV, friends going outside. You have parties. There's so much happening.
No, I don't be going outside.
Well, we know that's not true, but.
What do you mean? Not for like New Year's and stuff, no.
Sure, but I was talking about other people, the experience of other people. Yes, I understand that you just don't experience. I like I said, that's crazy. Yeah. I gotta come to terms with the fact that Melissa does never New Year's. This doesn't exist.
Your family, I think New Year's Eve.
It's not. I can't describe it to you. There's no way I could even tell you what it is.
That's not something I really want to experience.
Who told you to? What are you talking about? What say experience it? I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about going to see the ball drop.
So what are you talking about?
I'm talking about how the whole state and the East Coast comes together to do a thing at one time.
Sure, but they're doing that on the West Coast too. So
they're not.
They are. They're not doing it at the same time as the East Coast.
So they're literally not doing it.
They're doing it for themselves. The West Coast is coming together to do West Coast things for the ball drop.
Do those different times? Like, once we do it, they're not doing it.
All the batteries. So, what do you mean? I'm not saying they're doing it the way. Okay, you heard how you said that the East Coast comes together to do stuff for New Year's.
Yes.
Said, right?
At the same time, yes.
At the same time as who?
As everybody on the East Coast at the same time is doing the same thing.
Right. So what am I saying?
That West Coast at their own time does something else.
Yeah.
Yes.
At their own time is doing the same thing that the East Coast is doing.
But that's not.
I'm not saying they're doing them together at the same time.
But that's what I'm saying. On the East Coast, everyone at the same time is doing the same thing. So, for example, if you're watching the basketball game, we're still watching at the same time. Like, we're both gonna watch the basketball game. I'm gonna watch it at 6 p.m. You're gonna watch it at 3 p.m. We're gonna watch the same basketball game. So we're gonna talk about that. For New Year's, we don't celebrate at the same time.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying is crazy. Everything else, they have a Pacific Standard Time, they have an Eastern Standard Time. We all watch it, the same thing at different times. But with New Year's, we don't celebrate New Year's at the same time. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. There's no Pacific Standard Time for like New Year's. Like, oh no, it's just like whenever we get to 12 o'clock, that's when we do our thing. But again, I can't explain to you. It's not gonna work.
I don't know what you're saying is.
I can't.
That doesn't sound crazy to me. Like
I know. That's why I literally cannot
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to think what else. So, as I said, last week and the week before that, we are going to be having a lot of new products coming out. Depending on how much money we can make in time, we may have it coming out this month, but it's probably going to be coming out for April is what I think. So like I said, new scents, more floral, more sweet scents, because right now we have a lot of musky and subtle scents, more sophisticated type of scents. We're going to be doing a spray. We're going to be having diffusers. We're going to be having heat lamps. Heat lamp probably definitely more of a mid Q2 thing for sure. Different packaging. It's so much. It's so much things that we're going to be focusing on for the candles. But the next topic on the list is credit. So my sister had texted me yesterday. How you say yes? You say yesterday.
Yesterday.
Say it again. Yesterday. Am I saying it like you? Yesterday. We saying it the same?
Sounds similar.
Yesterday? Is how you saying it? Or yester? Yesterday. Okay. So it's definitely no H there. So yesterday. That don't sound weird. She sent me a text and she was saying that they have a new law that for consumer debt, which includes mortgages. No, I don't know if it said mortgages or not. It might have said, I couldn't say mortgages because that's crazy. That'd be wild. I gotta check that in. That's crazy. But it definitely said car loans, student loans, and it said credit card debt. They changed it so now they can no longer hold you liable for that debt. It used to be, well, back in my day, it was 7 years. I just read that it was 6 years. But they changed it to 3 years. So that means after 3 years of not paying my credit, oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense. That's crazy.
Is it just in New York or is that everywhere?
I think it's only in New York. As I'm saying it, I didn't realize what the play is. Cause I'm like, that seems too good to be true. Like, there's no incentive to pay your credit card if you in 3 years is gonna be gone, right? Especially for somebody who's younger. Like, if I go from 18 to 21, my life just started. I'm not paying my credit card bill at 20. I could just start over again at 21. I feel like 7 years is more of like a whew. I missed my bill at 21. I gotta wait till I'm 20 to get good credit. That's a long time. I think this is going to be used. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, two things. I think it's going to be used to somehow collapse the financial system, right? And I also think that they are going to have to give money to these creditors when people stop paying that. Because I keep seeing on Twitter all the time, we are the highest in student debt that we've ever been. Student debt, credit card debt. I think I even seen car loans. Everybody's defaulting on those. People are not paying their credit cards back. And I'm like, why does that matter? I don't care. Like, why does anybody care? Why is that a metric that people are looking at? And I'm like, well, it makes sense. If nobody pays it back, it would negatively affect the company, right? But that's not really incentivizing people to do it. This law seems like they're saying, do not pay your credit cards back. Like, that's what I hear from this law. In 3 years, you can start all over again. That means in 10 years, you could not pay your credit card for 3 different times and still have great credit by the end of the 10 years, by the end of that decade. Before, it was like once a decade, you could probably get good credit. So 3 times in 1 decade is crazy. Like, we stopped paying our credit card last year in August. That means in 2025, we'll have good credit. So I'll be 30 and Melissa will be 27. That's crazy. And the car loan falls off. And here was the real crazy one. Student loan falls off. That's crazy. They can't sue you for student loan debt, so they can't call you anymore. They added that law in there too. They can only call you once a day in a 7-day period. So let me refrain. They can only call you 7 times in a 7-day period, right? If you answer the phone and talk to them, they cannot call you again for another 7 days. And if you tell them, don't call me, they can no longer call you. That really sounds like don't pay your bills. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if y'all hearing that. I'm definitely hearing don't pay your credit card bills. But again, it sounds like a setup. because someone has to pay that note. So someone's going to have to lose out on it. It's going to be one of the companies, but at the end of the day, who funds the companies, right? Like, how do you even make money as a credit agency? Let me see how much money they make per year. Are they like governmental? How do they make money? Sure. Like TransUnion. Wow, I think I know.
They probably charge the companies.
Right. Exactly.
And the companies use them because it helps the companies.
Right. That's exactly what I think. So they charge. Okay. So that means that.
If you want to get the background information, it's like a background check. If you want to get this background check, you have to pay me for it, and then using that information, because they made it a score, you don't really have to read the background check. Mm-hmm. You just need to know, like, oh, you want a 7? I give them the whatever loan it is.
And now I think something else. Okay, because I'm like, who loses on that? Who do you think loses out on this?
For the credit thing?
Yeah.
The credit company.
Right. I'm like, because the Chase don't really lose out necessarily because they can kind of do their own due diligence to see who they want to loan to.
Right, you can't.
So what I'm hearing now is they are trying to get rid of the current credit system. That's what I think.
I think so.
I think that's crazy. That makes the most sense. I'm like,
honestly, I can, and you know what's funny too? You know what's something they did this year?
What?
They stopped using Dun & Bradstreet for government loans. So before, you can get your DUNS number expedited. Mm-hmm. If you are doing like a government agency job or whatever, you just list that and they'll expedite your DUNS number. The government came up with their own identifier now, so you can't use a DUNS number anymore. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do something consumer wise.
Yes. So here's what I see happening. How familiar are you with China?
Not very familiar.
Okay, so Joe Rogan talks about this a lot, where they have a social credit system in China. So depending on how you are as a person determines what your score is. It's not a financial thing anymore.
That they have something. In one of the animes I watched, they had something like that. But it had to do with your mental state versus your credit. But
which is technically the same thing.
Yeah.
So they say it was a lot of non-financial things. So like if you get fired from your job, that'll affect your credit score. If you get a ticket, it'll affect your credit score. If you're speeding or you get in a fight with your wife, go to jail, those things affect your credit score. And then people will, like, jobs will either hire you or not hire you based off of your actual social credit score. That's how China works. So that, and honestly, because New York did it, I'm like,
New York is OD. Like,
New York hates people, right? So they don't want no independency in New York. So anything that they do and pass is usually to hurt you in the long run, but sounds nice. New York gets rid of bike lanes and adds more bus lanes and doesn't want you driving a car and has tolls every 20 minutes. So I'm like, they want to control everything, but they make it seem like, oh, we're trying to help you out by doing this. This will make you feel better by doing this thing. And then you look around and you're like, wait a minute, why can't I get to work without having to pass 3 checkpoints and have my bag checked every single time? This is why. Because they're telling you for your own benefit, right? I really think that they are trying to get rid of the credit score system, which is also probably, oh my goodness. We just unraveled some shit, right? Okay. That is probably, okay. That's probably why they are letting Carvana run rampant with these freaking loans, because they know that people are not going to pay them back. Yeah. They're like, oh, we're going to use it as a reason to go, hey guys, we wouldn't hold that over you or they say something like, Carvana is the reason why you defaulted on your loan. Mm-hmm. If you did something else like what we have, you would be a lot better. You still have your car. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I'm like I said, then oh my God, everything I think about right now is pointing to that, because people defaulting on their mortgage loans, right? Because of the whole prices going up too high and now you can't sell, similar to us. And then they dropped the prices again, so that messed that up. People aren't paying back credit cards. People aren't paying their car loans. We have a guy that we know works in the industry of like repos, and he knows how many people are getting their car repossessed. It's a very high number. So I really think that is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of the credit system. That's crazy. I feel like, I don't know when, but I feel like it's definitely coming. And wow. Whew, yeah, because I was sitting here thinking, like, why would New York pass a bill that helps us? Like, it can't really help us. And because they're like a Democratic pro-left state or whatever, they do these weird things where we're trying to help you out by taking more control away from you. So if it's only a New York law and it's not a government, like a national law, it's probably because they're going to try it first. If I check, I'll probably see California did it, and probably Georgia and Pennsylvania probably also passed very similar laws. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then if New York does it, then Connecticut and New Jersey also will have to do something similar because they move in tandem.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I can definitely see. Like I said, I was surprised to see that Dunn's number isn't like a thing anymore, and they came up with their own like federal thing to use instead.
I knew shit was getting weird when I had to like use my voice to sign in.
Oh, those ID me's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew, and I saw that. I was like, "Oh, this is weird as fuck." I'm like, "What is this?"
You can't opt out of it.
Yeah. That was weird. I
also think New York pushing Omni and getting rid of Metro cards in 2020. I think this year, right? 2023 or 2024. I think that's also a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. What Melissa's talking about is, I don't know if you guys have this in you guys' states, but Omni is a way to travel on the bus and the train where you just scan your phone on the turnstile, right? Before, well, way back, you used to have coins, right? They had an actual bus token you would use to pay. I remember that back in my day. It had a little square in the middle of the coin. Then it was like, all right, we got rid of that. Then it was just regular coins. Then it was like, okay, we have a Metro card, which is a lot easier. Now we have this thing, right? So I already experienced how crazy this gets, because for some strange reason, one of the turnstiles, not even one, a couple of the turnstiles were not working. So we were coming home from a craft fair one day and we tried to scan our phone on the app. It was not working. We had to scan our phone on the turnstile and it wasn't working. It just kept saying red. It wouldn't let us go through. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's our phone. Maybe we could use a different card, whatever. It still wouldn't work. So then we kind of trying to figure it out. And then we see like a whole big line starting to pile up behind us and around us, because those people also were not able to get through the turnstile with their phone. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy, because instantly, if this is a high traffic area, we weren't even a high traffic area. If we were in a high traffic area, just like that, nobody's going through a turnstile unless you want to jump over it. And if they start putting cops everywhere, which they are starting to do now, that is what people will be getting arrested. You'll be getting tickets. You'll be getting a lower social credit score. All that shit is crazy. All of that is crazy. That is, yeah. I already saw it. I've already seen it. I've already seen that thing not working. And why I say I've already seen it is because there is, well, two things I saw in the last week. There was a lady from North Korea who escaped, and she was saying that you can't go anywhere without having to show a card or at a checkpoint. Like, I think it might be every 4 or 5 blocks you have to show where you're going and who you are. And in her telling that story, she was saying there was a kid from, I believe, North Virginia who got killed. No, he didn't get killed. He got arrested and sentenced to 15 years in prison for going to the wrong floor in his hotel when he was there on a vacation. Because she was saying that you're not allowed to leave your room without an escort from somebody that works, like one of the governmental officials. So he went to the wrong floor. They took him to prison. And then when he got released from prison, which was in like a year or two, he was in a vegetative state. So then they said he passed like 3 days later after he got released. So that with the checkpoints. And then I saw a video recently where people in, I don't know if it was China or some Asian country, I'm not sure which one it was, they were trying to get through some checkpoints. So everybody had their phone out trying to get the person to scan it. And you just saw like 20 people trying to stick their phone inside this little cubicle to get the person to scan it. And I'm like, this is absurd. And that's what it looked like here. Like, that's what we look like already here. So listen, things are going real wonky. And I'm just telling everybody, get some money. Because it's about to get real. It's about to get real. The next 5 years is going to get really crazy. Because y'all probably forgot. Or maybe I don't even think about it. Or maybe where you guys are at don't have this. The 2 years that they had for COVID was not even real. Like, that was something you would see in a movie. And I don't think people really remember how crazy things were for 2 years. There were break-ins, there were robberies, there were people getting killed, there were checkpoints, there were people getting arrested for sitting outside, people were getting fired for not getting vaccinated, not wearing a mask, you would get it was so much craziness happening every single day for about 2 years. And just like this, it's gone, right? That showed me how easily the country could go from everything is fine, we're all good, to the next day, it's terrible. Like, absolutely insanity. So what I learned in that period is have money, because we didn't have any, but we didn't have to go outside. So we stayed in the house all day. And the job I had allowed me to just kind of ride my bike around. I had to really worry about other people. This credit thing that we just found out, talking through it is insane. So the next topic is similar to the last one. The car was sold. Okay, so y'all know the car got repossessed a month ago or 2 months ago at this point. And how repossessions work, people who do not know, you don't pay your bills, they take your car. But you still owe the money on the car. So what the company that has the car is, what they'll do, they will sell your car. And whatever they don't get off of your car, off of your loan, you still owe. So we had a 2020 Chevy Equinox with 60,000 miles on it. All right. And for that car, we paid $25,000. Now, I don't know how car pricing works. I'm assuming that's really high for a car, for that car. We bought it in 2021. We got that car, and it was a 2020 car. So they sold the car for $13,000. So we still owe them about 12 grand. But as I just said earlier, with this new situation, oh, wow. I know what's going to happen. I figured it. I'm learning more and more. The companies are going to use the governmental ID credit score, because what they're going to say is you can't trust TransUnion and Experian to find out who's a credible borrower, because look what happened over the last 3 years. They didn't pay this, they didn't pay that, they didn't pay this. But we will be able to know. Oh,
so the government is going to take over?
The government's going to have the credit score now. That's what's going to end up happening. Mm-hmm. They're going to put them on, because they're going to just say, hey, look how we have all this info about how the person is going to be a good lender. We know what kind of tickets they have. We know if they're married. We know if they're working or not working. We know if they're black or what. We know all these things that TransUnion don't even know.
I feel like they're supposed to be separate now.
What do you mean? What's supposed to be separate?
Like government and business or something like that. Am I bugging?
In terms of what?
Like, I have to think it through some more.
Yeah, because I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to just say, like, they're going to have a program where, hey, the same way they have, like, background checks.
I feel like, I feel like here, it's supposed to be separate.
But I don't know what you mean by separate.
Like, I feel like that would be, I feel like the government being in charge of that would be, like, too, because then with a, maybe not. I was thinking that it would be too, like, maybe invasive, kind of, in terms of how to run your business. But they're just going to be holding the information. They're not really going to tell them what to do. Right.
And they'll give you a score, but it'll be a government score or whatever they call their company, GPC. And what's your GPC score? Oh, it's a 570. Oh, my God. And then, honestly, if you pull somebody's credit report, it doesn't have a number. It just has what they didn't pay. So now if they pull your credit report, it'll have way more things they want to lend to you on. Where you live, how many businesses you started, do you have a dog, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I can see it. That makes the most sense. They're going to try to find a way to switch it over to that. And then we will no longer be using regular credit scores. It'll be just that. Yeah, heard it here first. Y'all see it. I see it coming. I see it coming down the pipeline. So next topic is the plan for this week. Today is Wednesday. Melissa's after this podcast. It's 1:15 right now. She is going to be going to pick up some stuff for the setup tomorrow and Friday because we have to have everything set up for this weekend. And while she's out there, I'm going to be inside editing, cleaning, just posting some stuff because I did say on the live, I'm going to post one reel every day. I posted one today. I don't know if you saw it. You saw it? Okay. Nobody else saw it too. It got 0 views. So.
You posted?
I posted on the Candle channel. They was not fucking with it. Let me see if we got any views.
On the
yet.
YouTube?
No, on the Instagram. Yeah, so I tried posting a little reel today. I don't think I did it right. So I'm gonna try again later and see what happens because I have vowed to do one short form content per day. Me and Melissa will be doing one every single day for 30 days.
No, I ain't never said that.
You didn't say that?
All the people that was in the live can attest to that. So,
because there are like 3 different platforms that we have that we can, and I don't mean by our social media, just in terms of that we can utilize to post short form, I think it'll be a lot easier than us trying to sit down and actually record a 3-hour long video for 12 seconds. That just sounds like slavery. That sounds so barbaric. To record for 3 hours and it's reduced to 12 seconds that gets 1,000 views and that's it. That's what slavery. That's what they call indentured servitude. You were a sharecropper at that point because they're technically paying you, but just enough for you to maybe do it again, and that's literally it. Like even Mr. Beast, he's getting billions of views. He made $2,000 or $3,000. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Not doing it for money.
You're right. Why was he for what?
Exposure.
Exposure to what?
So more people can be exposed to.
And how much I gotta put into that? Can I just buy the exposure myself? I could probably pay people.
For ads.
Right. I could probably pay for ads.
You're the one that decided you want to do shorts. That's your business. So you now it's slavery. Now it's this. Now it's that. Nobody told you to do shorts.
Actually, 4 people told me to do shorts in the live.
Oh,
but
well.
No. What I'm saying is that form of shorts is slavery. I don't think shorts in itself are slavery. I think I'm going to sit down and dedicate hours to...
For you to say that you're going to do it every day, that sounds like a lot. But sure.
It's not. Because like I said, I have an app right now that will cut up a video and make a short. That's one right there.
Listen, I don't business. I don't care. That's you and your business that you decided to do.
I'm going to add to your to-do list. I'm putting it to-do.
However you want to go about doing it, kudos to you. I support you.
Oh, thank you, baby girl. I appreciate that. I appreciate you.
Yep. I'm not stressing myself.
So I'm gonna be trying that out, seeing what goes. And then somebody did email us or DM us or both about them making short form content. So I'll use that too. I'm like, hey, you made some short form. I'll put that as one of mine for the day. So I'm gonna look into that. We have a meeting or a phone call probably tomorrow, and then I have another phone call on Friday about Turo. But like I said, for the rest of this week, I do have those 2 phone calls I got to do. Melissa's going to be doing that today. Then we have to go tomorrow to the setup. And we have...
Might have to go Friday too.
Might have to go Friday also. Listen, I'm just so excited for y'all to see it. Because I think that it's going to be wild. And one thing I was saying earlier about Melissa and myself being the youngest people that... Can I help you?
I'm sorry. The and myself is always funny too.
I am one of the younger people that works there. Thank you very much. Okay. So as I was saying, myself and Melissa are the youngest people that work there. So the design that Melissa has come up with is something that someone in our generation...
I don't even think you're in the same generation. So I don't know how you say it.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. And our young generation, our spry generation, okay, is something that it's so, I can't even describe it, but it embodies our generation so well.
Listen, I can't hear what that laugh. You said our so strong. Like you in the same generation.
But I think it embodies Melissa's generation very well, and I can't describe it. How would you describe that? Like TikTok? Because I feel like it's come from the same, like it's big, it's bold, but it's also like kind of gay. Like it's a little bit of that.
What do you mean?
Like, because I feel like the generation has a little bit of like flamboyancy, where they're more comfortable with things, like they're more comfortable being seen and trying different things, and they like more colors, they like more like just that kind of environment.
And what would I call that?
Yeah, like, do you have how would you describe that?
Expressive?
I feel like that's pretty accurate. Because the reason I'm bringing it up is because when we show this new set that we have for the location and the ones in the future, I don't feel like anybody at these places will compete with us. It'll be such a far gap between what they make for their setup versus what we make that it'll just make you go, wow, what the heck? Like this does not fit with everything else in here. Like it looks so different, but that's because the majority of people that we see at the fairs are usually older than us. They're usually like 35, they're like 40, 60s, maybe even some into their 70s, and maybe on the other side. But even then, I feel like our generation has more younger people.
Yeah, but it's a lot of them. It's not their brains.
Oh, that is true.
That stuff. A lot of them, like they're like salespeople.
That is very true. That's very true. Huh. So yeah, like I said, I can't wait. I cannot wait. It'll be on Sunday, the unveiling. No, maybe this week. I don't know. Well, I'm doing shorts every day, so maybe I'll see it then. You know, you feel me? We'll do a little clip here, a little clip there, a little clippity clip.
Yeah, he's gonna have fun with them shits.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Next topic is chapter 4 starts in 2 weeks. And 2 weeks from today will be March 14th. Now, tell me it's not crazy.
Is it the Ides of March?
I don't even know what that means. When God comes? Oh, Buddhist? Okay. I was close. I
think that's when Julius Caesar died. It was like, beware the Ides of March.
Oh, why odds? What does that mean?
And he was like, "E too, brute."
Who was he said to me? Well, you said he said it. Like, where did he say this at? Is it like a book? Is it a movie? Is it like a documentary? What is?
It's Shakespeare.
Oh, I definitely.
I think it's maybe it's Augustus.
It's not my department.
It was always crazy to me because that's like his best friend, and he was like, "And you," like they pulled up to kill him, and it was like his best friend was in the front ready to kill him too, and he was like, "And you too." But
the Ides of March.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Ides.
They said like, watch out for the Ides of March. So like someone had like prophesized that they about to kill you.
But who was Ides? That's a guy's name. Or his name March?
Ides. I don't. This is like
maybe Ides is marching.
It's a
maybe it's a place.
Sir. I think that's the translation. Like it translates to that. I don't know what Ides mean. I don't know.
Oh, okay. He got stabbed up in March. That's what it sounds like. So, is it not crazy? Is it not crazy that March 15th is the scheduled closing for the house?
Bruh.
That's not crazy.
The Ides of March is March 15th. He's looked at him.
That's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's the death of Julius Caesar.
Who was Julius Caesar? Who was dying on March 15th?
I think, wasn't he fucking Cleopatra? You wasn't paying attention to history class?
Absolutely not. And absolutely not. But that's not what I was talking about. I'm saying, does that mean like our old self is dying on March 15th? Like,
ooh, let's see.
Because that's literally one. Like, not only is the house selling, not only is it the Ides of March, that is chapter 4 of the Bamboo Project.
Amen.
That's not crazy. And let me...
You know what the Ides of March is? It's the turning point in Roman history.
I just want to say that March 5th, March is the third month, and 1 + 5 is 6. And 2023, 2 × 3 is also 6. I'm just saying. I ain't come up with my. I'm just saying. If you do the math, sir, it's 666.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. You think about it like this. Boom, I got you right now. 2023, right? It's March. You take the first 2 from 2023, you multiply by March, which is 3, which is 6. March 15th. March 15th is 1/5, which is 6. 2023, 2 × 3 is 6. That's 666, Melissa. That's 6. That's the end of the new or the old regime. I'm ignoring. Bruh, but it is, and it's 3 different events happening on the same day. It's the house being sold, the new chapter, the Ides of March, and it's 2 of us. What's 2 × 3?
Donovan.
Oh my god. But nah, other than that, I do think that is crazy because we started the podcast. What are the odds that we would have the house being sold 45 days? I tried to get it moved up. They were like, no. We were trying to sell the house from last year. They were like, no. We went through all the craziest stuff last year. The house was supposed to be sold almost 2 years ago. They were like, no. So now, listen. I saw a quote, right? And the quote said that billionaires believe in astrology. Millionaires don't. Right? That's what it was saying. Something along those lines. Y'all can look it up. Find it yourself. And I don't really know about astrology like that. Right? But I know there's a bigger and higher power than me. I know that for sure.
I saw an Instagram post. I love our sources.
Mm-hmm. Right. Tell me. It's facts. It's a fact. Tell me. I'm here for it.
I saw, and it was talking about how really rich people and really poor people are kind of like the same, mm-hmm. and then the middle class is the people that's kind of different. If that makes sense.
I can see that.
Like the really rich people will. It's for the really rich people. It's trendy to have your mattress on the floor, right? For the really poor people, you can't afford a bed frame, so your mattress on the floor, right? The middle class is the one that got the furniture sets, and so that kind of reminds me of that, where it's like I think a lot of poor people believe in like astrology and God, like higher power. I think a lot of rich people believe in it too.
Because I
feel like middle class people is just kind of like, eh.
This is what I think. I think that people believe that they get out of their circumstance because of themselves. And then I feel like once you do it long enough, you realize like, oh shit, I really am not in control of this. Like I thought I was, but I'm really not. And I think that's when you get to billionaire status, where it's like, oh, listen, bro, I just happened to walk into Charles yesterday and he happens to run he's Coca-Cola. I didn't even know that. His child goes to my child's school. Hey, we had a deal. We made it $2 billion. Like, I feel like that's very different than how the ones in the middle think. But the reason I was bringing that up is because I'm curious if there are any wow. If there are any solar system changes or anything happening around March 15th. Like, I don't know, but I'm wondering if anything is happening around that time.
Witchcraft.
That's crazy. What the heck? Hey, listen, on my Instagram, right? I have a post from maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And It was the moment that I realized
that you fell in love with Melissa, that you would be with her for the rest of your life.
That God was real. It was the moment, because the majority of my life I have been agnostic. I was probably atheist for like a year when I was 7, probably. But when I got to like 8 or 9, I became agnostic. I'm just like, listen, nobody knows God is real. So you can't, like, I don't deny him being real, and I don't say that he is real. You don't know. There's no way for you to know. As serious as you think he is real is as serious as somebody else says he's not. So that was my argument for a very long time. But I started noticing things, just little things that were kind of like, oh, that was odd. Hey, that was odd. Let me try this. That was a little odd. So one day, I'm on my bike. My bike breaks down as it does all the time, right? And I just remember being like, God, if you are real, just give me a sign or something. Just let me know, right? So my bike had broke down. I'm sitting in the park. It's middle of the, maybe like spring, summer, so the sun is out. It's nice. And I had a friend that fixes bikes. So I had called him to ask him, like, hey, could he troubleshoot it on the phone with me to figure out what's wrong with the bike? He lives in Brooklyn. I was in Manhattan. Sushi, please leave my chair alone. And I called him, and he, we're talking on the phone. I'm telling him what's wrong with the bike. And I'm like, yeah, can I bring it by you? He was like, I'm in the city right now. I'm like, where are you at? He said, I'm on 7th Avenue and 23rd Street. He said, where are you at? I'm like, I'm on 6th Avenue and 23rd Street. And I'm just like, what are the odds? And I remember that order too, because I had, this is even crazier. That order, I had 3 orders on me. So I could have taken those orders in any direction that I wanted to. But I ended up taking it in that way for who knows what. So it was, I had 3 orders going to different restaurants. So I could have dropped them off in any order that I chose to drop them off at. But I dropped them off in whatever order I did drop it off. So the last one I dropped off was right where my bike stopped working, which is the last order, which was on 6th Avenue and 23rd Street. I could have been on 42nd, I could have been on 59th or anywhere else. So my bike stopped working on my last order out of those 3, which is also crazy. I ended up walking my bike to the park, which is 2 blocks from where I was at, to sit down and be like, trying to reconvene or whatever. He tells me he's a block away. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, I'm actually at the Radio Shack that's about to close because they're having a sale on, I think it was resin. And he was like, yeah, I could use that to come to where you're at and use it on your bike. He's like, I was coming to get it for myself or something else. I was about to go back on the train right now and leave. But if you right there, I'll just walk over there. So he walks over to me with the resin that he had and starts fixing the bike. And I'm just like, too many coincidences happened after I said, hey, listen, I need a sign for something. For that to happen and me to go, yeah, I'm not really feeling this God thing. And my argument for God is universe, God, whatever word you want to use. My argument for it is it's a feeling. And you can't explain a feeling. And that to me is why I think God is real. It's literally just a feeling of knowing. That's it. I can't prove it. That's literally all I got. So I'm going to bring on my baby girl and let her talk about how her week was or whatever she wants to talk about, because it's her segment. So I'm going to just mind my business. You want to put these on or no?
No. Hello, everyone. I was doing... Oh, I need to put the store. Okay. I was doing my hair while the podcast was going on, so I'm just going to keep doing that. But one thing that I did want to touch on today. Very disappointed by this. So as you guys know, one of my goals for this year, I think I only have 3 goals for this year. One is to hit 500K. One is to be monetized on YouTube for the candle channel. Yeah, one is to be monetized on YouTube. And my last goal was to journal 4 times a week, every single week this year, right? And I was killing it. I made it to 7 weeks, y'all. Almost 2 months. 7 weeks straight. I was able to journal in my journal for at least 4 days out of the week. I enjoy journaling. I think it helps me regulate my mood. And that's like the minimum. My real goal is to journal every day, but I wanted to hold myself to a minimum of four times a week. So I journaled on Sunday, and then it was Thursday, and I think I had mad candles to make, and it was just a very busy day. And I realized, like, it was like 12:30, and I'm like, fuck, it's a new day. And I didn't journal for Thursday. So me missing it that day already made me fail for the week, because that means there's only 2 days left, Friday and Saturday, and that's it. I can't journal anymore. So that was my first week of not hitting 4 for the week. It was still early in the week, so I made sure that I did Thursday and Saturday, so that I journaled 3 times for that week. But like I said, it really sucked because I really, really wanted to hit it for the year. But I'm going to keep going. And what I decided to do is I'm going to retroactively add the extra journal. Like, let's say for a week, if I journaled for the entire week, 7 days, that's 3 extra entries that I could put towards one of the days that I missed towards the end of the year. But I can only use them at the end of the year. So that means that I can't say, well, I journaled 7 times last week, so I'm only going to journal once this week. Like, no, I can't do that. I can only use it for the ones that I missed, and I'm gonna do it like that because I still journaled those extra days. I just didn't do it in the sequence that I wanted to. So that's what I'm thinking about doing, so that I can still, hit my goal and still feel motivated to keep going, because I hate missing something like that. Like, if my goal was to read 1 book a month and I'm in month 3 and I didn't read anything, I don't want to say fuck the goal now, because I still want to read. Like, I'm gonna now change the goal to, you know what, I want it to be 12 books for the year instead of specifically for each month. I think starting off specific is very helpful to, like, kind of keep on track, but then once I miss it, to just get rid of the goal, I think that sucks. So that's what I wanted to talk about, is that I am very excited for the setup. I just got an email from Artisan Flea, so the thing that's concerning about the email is that they said that for people that's along the walls, we are along the wall, that they put up pegs on the wall for you to use for merchandise. We don't have merchandise. We're going to be there for the next 3 months. So I don't know if that applies to us specifically. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But if that is the case, that sucks. Maybe.
I think they're only putting it on the white piece, because they said they're going to be putting it. The pegs are at 8 feet high and 18 inches apart. So pegs, so you hang up your clothes along that thing. You're not putting it up here and over there and over here. It's going to be.
Sure, but the clouds still have to go on the thing unless we're going to put it underneath it.
We could hide the pegs.
So yeah, that was just something that we just got an email about. I'm trying to think what else. So today is day 1, and I feel very good about it. I was able to. Right. I was able to knock a lot of things off of my list, a lot of administrative things. So I did a Kiva update, so they know that we did our 10K. I sent an update to Vivi, that is who gave us a loan for the $1,500. And what we're gonna do, we made a lot of money last month, and like Donovan said, we're getting a lot of new packaging and doing a lot of cool shit coming up. So another thing that we want to do with the money the profits that we've made is really pay back aggressively on the loans that we have, because right now they're very small loans. It's like, okay, it'll be like $100 a month, and you're paying it for 12 months or whatever, and we won't be able to get a new loan for a higher amount until we pay those off. So the quicker we pay it off, the sooner we'll get a bigger loan from those people, and they'll see that we indeed will pay them back. So that's another thing that we're going to focus on. I'm just really, like, running a business has been the most fulfilling thing that I think I've ever done. And I say this a lot because it's really like I've never felt like I put all my energy into something. Like even in school, doing projects, like I've always felt like, damn, if I just put my all into this would have been great. If I put my all into this would be amazing. I never knew what putting my all into something looks like. And I feel like that is the candle business. I guess for me personally, I feel like this is the first thing I've really put my all into, and to see how much has come from that, and to see just in my head the projection of how much this can grow just from continuing to put our all into it is just amazing. It's flourishing, it's fulfilling. Like I feel like it's just I'm so excited. So I also wanted to say that too.
We will be back here next Tuesday. You can find all the behind the scenes content on our social medias and the candle page. All right. Mine is Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Anita Byrne, ANETABURN. Follow the candle channel. That's Ember Candle Co. Subscribe to the YouTube page. You know what it is. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023. The road to 500K. And with that being said, Bamboo Project